Welcome to High Moon Tarot, Leo. Let's get into your love catch-all for June, your love catch-all spread. This is a 9-card spread. I like to turn all the cards upright for each sign and cleanse in between. You don't have to, it's just something I like to do. Just going to give you a really good shuffle here. This can be for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This can be for whoever you're thinking about, Leo. One more. Okay. The first card is for the pull. What is pulling them towards you in June? What about you or your energy or your personality is drawing them in June? And we have a jumper. We have Page of Cups reversed. For our second card, this is their unedited feelings. This is showing how they feel underneath it all before they edit themselves, before they decide what's safe to show, before they put on their mask or Six of Pentacles reversed. The third card is what they want out of this relationship in June. Queen of Swords. Upright. The fourth card is the Resistance. So this talks about what kind of stops them from showing up fully, whether it's inside or outside influences. Might be work, might be kids, might be feelings, could be confidence. There's a lot of things. And we have the Death card. The fifth placement is going to reveal the blind spot in the relationships, the pressure point. It kind of shows what you don't see yet. It doesn't kind of show, it shows what you don't see yet. The Fool. And for those wondering, I'm using Radiant Rider Waite. Cards 6 and 7 go together. I like to call it the alignment check. The first card is for how they show up when it's easy. When everything's easy, there's no pressure. It's fun. Everything's comfortable. How they show up. Six of Swords reversed. The next card's going to reveal how they show up in June. Not always. When it counts. When it matters to you. You want to talk, or there's an issue, or the bills aren't paid, or maybe the baby's crying, or maybe your ex is around, or maybe their ex is around. This is how they show up when it counts in June. Seven of Swords. Upright. This next placement is their next move. The Chariot reversed. And the 9th placement of this spread is your power move, Leo. What's the best move for Leo to take in June regarding this relationship? What's the best? We got Justice. Okay, let's take a deeper look at these cards, and I'm going to change the camera angle so you get a chance to see them too. And at the end, I will pull a rune for the final word. Okay, Leo, let's take a look at your card. So for the first card, this is the pull. This is what about you or your energy of this connection is activating their attention right now in June. This can be attraction, curiosity, fascination, tension, desire, even something they don't fully understand but keep reacting to. It shows the part of your energy they're noticing, feeling, or being pulled back towards. And you pulled the Page of Cups reversed. So with the cups in the pull, the hook is usually an emotional tone. Because it's a page, the energy is not fully grown yet. Pages are beginner energy. They're fresh, curious, but they're still learning how to carry the suit they belong to. So upright, this would be more open, sweet and emotionally curious, or more affectionate. But in the reverse, I don't want to over soften it. The pull, it's still emotional, but because the page is reversed, it can show an emotional immaturity or an emotional quality that may be blocked. It can be guarded vulnerability. It coming out awkward or clumsy, insecure. This can be withheld affection. Can be projection. It's not stable or cleanly expressed. There's still softness here, but the vulnerability is blocked. So they may be drawn to your softer emotional layer. Not because it's wide open, but or simple or easy, but they're drawn to the emotional potential that they sense in you. There's a sweetness or an affection. They like your creativity or the softer side that exists underneath the surface. This is not just like, oh, Leo's so sweet. They find you alluring, but they're drawn to the fact that you have a softer side that's not handed over to everybody. So they like that there's sweetness here, but it's selective. It's not something you perform for the whole room. It may feel like a private emotional side that only certain people get access to. They may be drawn to your shy or awkward or not so smooth quality about you, Leo. Not everyone's attracted to that, but with the Page of Cups reversed, there can be something endearing about your emotional awkwardness here. It may feel cute or unpolished or sincere. They may like that it doesn't feel rehearsed or like over-polished or performative. They may feel it feels real because it's kind of clumsy or private. Maybe it's strange or bashful. It can be something attractive about you that's not trying to package your emotions perfectly. You just are who you are, unapologetically, and they like that. They may be drawn to the part of you that feels real before it feels polished, Leo. But there's a withheld affection layer here. This can also show attraction to emotional uncertainty. Not exactly healthy, but real. They may be drawn to the tension of not fully knowing where Leo stands emotionally. There may be something unsaid or unopened or emotionally withheld that creates some kind of charge. They're feeling like there's something here, but I don't get all of it. That can create a pull around wanting to unlock whatever that is. They may sense that you have affection and softness, but it's blocked or guarded or withheld. But again, they like that it's not freely handed over to everyone. So, maybe they're pulled to the fact that they want to get that side to come out. Page of Cups reversed can also bring in fantasy, projection, unrealistic expectations, or feelings that are not fully grounded in reality. So part of the pull may be that they're attracted to an idea of you, or a possibility with you, or a version of you they're imagining. They might be drawn to the mystery of what that feels like. Or they might be pulled in by the possibility of affection. They're drawn to your softer side, but not necessarily from a stable place. That pull might not be coming from the most emotionally mature place in them. So they may be drawn to your softness, but the reason they're drawn to it is because it could be touching something insecure in them, like curiosity or maybe jealousy, maybe moodiness, or even desire to see if they can still get a reaction out of you or affect you emotionally. The emotional pull may be real, but it's not clean or grounded or fully grown. Yeah, they like that you have a emotional world that's not obvious to everyone. It might be a little strange or private or kind of different. It's emotionally kind of hard to describe, might be a little dreamy. But that might be part of the attraction here. Especially because this is Leo, and there may be a contrast they find compelling between your outer confidence and your pride and your strength and your inner softness, your inner bashfulness or vulnerability or sensitivity. They can also be drawn to the fact that you look strong on the outside, but you have a tender emotional layer underneath. So the confidence is there, the strength's there, the pride's there, but underneath they sense the softness, and they like that. With the Page of Cups reversed, that softness is not necessarily easy to access, and it might be guarded or private or awkward or only shown in certain moments. The second layer, this can be what you bring out in them. You might bring the same kind of energy out in them. They may like that they feel shy or clumsy or bashful or emotionally awkward or out of their element in your presence or when you're around. But because it's the page reversed, it's not wide open vulnerability, and it's not unguarded emotion here. But it's kind of like stirred feelings with armor. You might touch a softer place in them, but even though that softer place might still be guarded, but there's feelings that are stirred, but not fully offered. So softness might come up, but it still has protection around it. So this can be two-sided. They may be drawn to your guarded, blocked, selective softness, or you may stir guarded, blocked, awkward softness in them. The rest of the spread's going to show what they want, what blocks them, how they show up, and what they actually do with it. So yeah, that pull is emotional, but it's not fully mature. Okay, your next card here shows the unedited feelings. Your Six of Pentacles reversed. This shows what's moving underneath the surface before they filter it, control it, hide it, or explain it away. before they decide what's safe to show. This is the emotional undercurrent before overthinking gets involved here. And it's pentacles, so the emotional layer is tied to safety, attachment, consistency, body level comfort, and real world stability here. This is the quietest but most revealing suit emotionally, pentacles, because they're not a gushy emotional suit. Because this is pentacles in unedited feelings, it's about how the feeling lands in real life. Pentacles show emotion through effort, consistency, safety, physical presence, practical concern, real life capacity. But because it's reversed, something about the exchange feels off. So this can show unequal exchange, imbalance, overgiving, undergiving, breadcrumbing. It can show dependency. It can show resentment or power imbalance. Someone using support or money or effort. Or generosity as control. So underneath the surface, Leo's person may feel emotionally off balanced around this exchange. They may feel the connection, but they also feel sensitivity around who's giving more, who's receiving more, or who's carrying more, or maybe who has the upper hand. So something about it feels uneven. Someone might be feeling like they're giving too much, or they're not giving enough. They might feel undervalued. Or they might feel guilty because they've taken more than they've given. Or they might be resentful because they're carrying more. Or they don't want to owe anything. They don't want to take. They're having thoughts about, like, now I'm going to owe back or something. This person may know that they've not been giving enough. Or they may know they've been breadcrumbing, withholding effort, or giving inconsistently. Or just giving enough to keep the connection alive without making it fair. For others, Leo's person may feel like Leo's not fully open, not fully giving, or not fully available, or meeting them equally. And for some of you, both things can be true in different ways. They may feel the imbalance, but both people may be guarded or rationing effort or not fully giving into the connection. Either way, something about this exchange does not feel balanced. And this can show up emotionally as guilt, resentment, caution, discomfort with needing something, or awareness that one person's carrying more than the other. It can look like one person's texting first or giving more emotional support. One person's waiting longer for giving more, adjusting more, or carrying more of the emotional or practical weight or financial weight. It can also look like someone giving attention only when it benefits them, or giving just enough to keep the connection alive, or liking the affection or loyalty they receive but not matching the effort. It can be also to making the other person feel like they're waiting for crumbs. This is why it can be breadcrumbing energy. It doesn't always have to mean that there are no feelings, but sometimes it means there are feelings, but the person's only giving a small amount of time, effort, affection, attention, and not enough to make the exchange fair. The Six of Pentacles reversed can also be generosity with strings attached. And someone may feel that, so someone may help or support or pay or show up or offer something, but then hold it over the other person's head later. Or remind them that they did that, or So the giving may not feel clean. It comes with pressure, guilt, or expectation, or emotional debt, or control. This card can also show someone keeping score or withholding support, taking more than they return, or only giving when it benefits them. So their unedited feelings here, Leo, this person may know something's uneven, even if they don't say it out loud. They may feel like they're not giving enough. They may feel like you're not giving enough. Or they may feel like the whole exchange has become uneven, guarded, or hard to trust. And this connects back to the Page of Cups reversed in the pull, because the pull showed emotional potential, but with a blockage around it. So there's softness, affection, and vulnerability, but it's guarded, or withheld, or awkward. It's not fully open. Maybe it's fantasy based. And now with the Six of Pentacles reversed underneath their feelings, the emotional undercurrent is imbalance. So their unedited feelings may involve attraction, yes, but also discomfort, resentment, pride, dependency, and resistance around what maybe could make it fair. So the feeling's there, but it's reversed, so reciprocity is the issue. All right. We're going to look at what they want from this connection. Queen of Swords. This placement shows the desire and intention. So I'm looking at what they want to access to, what they want to receive. This placement shows what they want to build or avoid losing, or what they want the connection to become. And swords in this position shows the desire is of the mind, because the sword card. So what they want is connected to the mind. So it can be, swords are about thoughts and truth, communication, clarity, boundaries, logic, decisions, and what someone's willing to say out loud. So the core want here is they want clarity. This person wants respect and emotional maturity. And the connection where the truth is not sacrificed for comfort. They want emotional intelligence, emotional honesty filtered through wisdom. They may want answers or understanding. This person might want control, a clean ending or closure. Maybe they want accountability or mental control, a desire to win. How it can show up in real life, this can show up as asking hard questions, wanting direct answers, refusing games, or needing the truth before they soften or show vulnerability. This is about creating clear boundaries, wanting honesty, and needing the connection to be mature and straightforward. Because the Queen of Swords, she don't play. This person wants real communication and emotional maturity. And they want the relationship to have standards and honesty. And they want a bond where both people can be real. Might want to know where they stand. They definitely want respect and an honest conversation. They might want a plan, not just a conversation. They might want to see what someone is actually going to do next, what changes are being put into play, what the expectation is, or whether truth's going to be backed up by real behavior. Because this Queen cuts through confusion. This can be someone wanting to approach a connection with logic or standards or boundaries or self-protection. Queen of Swords doesn't always want an emotional explanation. She wants truth, strategy, a decision, and accountability followed by follow-through. She might want a label or a definition or a mature explanation. This person might want someone to stop avoiding the obvious, a cleaner understanding of what's really going on. This person wants facts over emotional vagueness here. This is not a gushy emotional card. This is not a romantic or sentimental want either. This is a mental want, and it's about wanting cleaner understanding of something or the situation. Because this is a queen, the energy is mature and perceptive and self-contained and composed and discerning. Queens are not chasing energy. They receive and observe and understand and embody the suit that they belong to. This queen sees through nonsense. She notices what's being avoided. She listens to words, but she also watches behavior. She can be emotionally guarded or self-protective. But she's not cold. The Queen of Swords gets a bad rap. She's not cold for no reason. She's been through enough to know better. So she's careful because she's learned. She's direct because she doesn't want confusion. And she values truth over everything. It's not that she's afraid of emotion. She just won't let emotion erase truth. So your person wants clarity and truth, even if it's uncomfortable. They may want to understand you. They might want a direct conversation. They might want truth without guessing games or emotional confusion or mixed signals or uneven exchange. They may want Leo to be honest, direct, clear, and mature. They also might want access to your mind, not just your heart. They may be attracted to your softer emotional layer, but they want to know what's ticking. They want a clearer understanding of it. They may want you to say what's true, or you to define something, or cut through the uncertainty, or communicate truthfully. They want this situation to be handled like adults. Someone to stop avoiding the obvious. She's about honesty, so she wants truth and to cut through the confusion. So, Leo, this person may want to know where they stand, and they may want to understand what's real here. They want the emotional fog to be cleared. Our next card here is in the resistance placement, the death card. So this is what makes the person hesitate or pull back, avoid or delay or protect themselves or not fully show up. It's kind of the pressure point of the connection. It can show fear or pride, control, timing. This card shows what gets in the way of them showing up fully. It's where the connection gets complicated. So because this is a major arcana, this resistance is not small. It points to bigger life themes or transformation or relief or release. This is shedding of the old or accepting that something can't stay the same. Major arcana cards point to a bigger theme or deeper pattern or a major turning point in the connection. And with death, the resistance is transformation. Death is the card of endings and change and release. Letting something transform into a different form. It's not always literal ending. It can be. But it does mean something can't stay exactly as it was or how it's been. Death can show a couple different angles in the resistance placement. So it can be that this person is resisting change. They may know that if they fully show up, something has to shift. The old pattern can't keep running. The old version of the connection can't stay the same. It can also be fear. They may be afraid the connection will change them. They may be afraid it will end an old chapter or force them to let go of an old version of themselves, or ask them to shed something they're not ready to release. They may want truth, especially with the Queen of Swords, but the truth may require them to bury the old ways that have been showing up. And they might not want that, since it's in the resistance card, the resistance placement. Death can also show resistance because someone's already going through a major life transformation. This person might be grieving. Maybe someone in their family died or passed away, or they may be dealing with an ending of some sort. They might be changing careers or building something new. Maybe they're changing identity and working out and focusing on their health, or family roles or work roles, or they may be trying to become someone different, and that takes energy. So the resistance, not always I don't care. It may be I'm not available in the same way because something in my life is changing. So it doesn't have to be negative. It's not always negative. But death can show the fear of reality of an ending in the connection. They may feel an old version of the relationship dying, or they may feel that something between you and them is changing shape. That doesn't say it's negative. It might be positive. It might be a positive change. Change isn't always a bad thing. They may be resisting closure, or resisting a transition, or afraid that if they face the truth, they'll have to accept something is over or cannot go back to how it was. This doesn't automatically mean the whole connection's ending, but it can mean an old form of the connection is ending. So the resistance here is transformation. Grieving a loss, resisting or fearing a change or an ending. This person going through a personal transformation. Maybe resisting deeper intimacy because it feels irreversible. Resisting what the truth would force them to release. Or a death of an old pattern. The fact that the connection can't stay the same. So it's not lack of feeling. It might be fear of what changes when feelings get real. Okay. So, yeah, they might want clarity, but what will clarity change? And now we go into the blind spot. This is you pulled the Fool. This is what's active in the connection that may not be fully seen or understood or recognized yet. This can be from either side, both sides, or the connection itself. It's not always hidden on purpose, and it's not always dramatic, but it's part of the dynamic. Because the Fool is a major arcana card, the blind spot carries more weight in this reading. Because it feels like a bigger theme in the connection, not just a small detail. So major arcana cards usually point to larger lessons, turning points, or energies that shape the whole dynamic. And with the Fool, that bigger theme is newness, or a leap, a risk, a fresh start of some kind, or stepping into something without fully knowing where it leads. So the blind spot may be there is a new energy here that's not fully registered yet. This could be a new beginning in the connection, or it can be someone wanting to start over. It can be someone wanting to take a chance. It can be someone wanting freedom from the old version of the situation. And like I said, it's not, this is the only placement that it can be either or, because all the other ones were literally asking their side, what they think, what they're feeling, what's happening, how they show up, your power move. This blind spot can come from either side. It might be someone, you guys might be just starting over together. Maybe you moved, or, you know, or maybe someone's starting out personally. It's not fully clear yet. Whatever it is, whatever start it is, it's not fully clear. Maybe it's not you guys starting over together. Maybe it's something else. Because whatever's new is not fully clear yet. It can be someone wanting to leave the old dynamic behind. It can be someone treating it like it's casual when it maybe matter more than they realize. The Fool's hopeful, but he can also be ungrounded. Another blind spot here may be how open-ended this still is. There may be curiosity or a fresh energy, or not much structure yet. The connection may have movement but not a plan, or there might be interest but no direction. And because death was in the resistance, this makes sense, because death says something old is changing and ending and transforming. And the Fool says something new is beginning. So this connection may be sitting between an ending and a beginning somehow. The old version may not work anymore, but the new version hasn't yet fully taken shape. So that's the blind spot. Something new may be opening, but it may not be fully understood. Someone may want a fresh start, or be taking a fresh start, or there may be some kind of different aspect in your relationship that's kind of changing. It doesn't necessarily have to be ending, but something's changing and starting. The blind spot's not just something new is beginning. It's a fresh start may lead somewhere that nobody's fully measured yet. This might be more than what it looks like. Okay. Okay, now we're going to move into the alignment check here. So, isn't that interesting that we got 6 and then 7 of swords? So this combination here, this compares how the person shows up when the connection is easy versus how they show up when something's real is being asked of them. So the first card, when it's easy, how they show up when there's no major pressure, no big emotional demand, no loyalty test, no hard conversations, nothing serious is really being required of them. And with the 6 of swords reversed, this person may show up as someone who is not fully moved on from something mentally or emotionally. So swords are of the mind, and their communication and thoughts, it's fears or stories someone tells themselves. And because this is a 6, there's usually a desire to move toward a peace or healing or calmer place. But reversed, that movement is stuck. The boat's not moving cleanly. And so when it's easy, this person may carry old baggage, old conversation, old fears, or old disappointments. This person might carry old mental patterns into the connection. They may want things to feel calmer, but they may not know fully how to mentally leave the past behind. This can look like someone who keeps revisiting the same issue, or quietly holding on to hurt, or struggling to trust calmer energy, or acting like they want peace while still being mentally stuck in what already happened. So when things are easy, they may not cause a big scene, but internally They're still dragging the past into the room. They may want peace, but they're not fully removed from the old mental, emotional baggage yet. So they may be sitting in calmer water, but their mind is still back. Their mind is still back in the storm. And now we're going to look at when it counts. 7 of Swords here. So when it counts, how they show up, this is how they show up when something real is on the line, when maturity is needed, or loyalty, or consistency, a real conversation, accountability. So with the 7 of Swords, this person may become evasive when things matter. Swords are, again, of the mind and communication, truth, avoidance, strategy, and 7s can bring testing or strategy, challenge, or trying to figure out the best way through something. But the 7 of Swords is often the card of avoiding honesty, sneaking around the real issue, withholding information, trying to handle something indirectly, or dodging accountability. So when it counts, this person might not be fully upfront. They may avoid hard conversations. They might only tell part of the story. They try to protect themselves by keeping something else back. They mentally strategize instead of emotionally showing up. They might look for a way around the issue instead of going directly through it. This doesn't mean cheating or betrayal, but it can mean something about their response under pressure, maybe slippery or guarded or indirect or not fully transparent. So the alignment check is important here, because when it's easy, the 6 of Swords reverse shows they're still mentally stuck in something. And when it counts, the 7 of Swords shows they may avoid full honesty or try to slip around the pressure instead of facing it directly. So when it counts, they may avoid the full truth, dodge the hard conversation, or try to protect themselves by not showing all their cards. So when the moment asks for honesty, they may reach for strategy instead. Our next card here is their next move. So this is the likely next action or direction based on their current energy. This isn't a promise, it's just trajectory if nothing changes. We all have free will, so because the Chariot again is a major arcana, this carries more weight than a small action. Major arcanas again point to bigger themes, lessons, turning points, and energies that shape the whole dynamic. There's big stuff happening. The Chariot's here upright is movement and direction and willpower, confidence, control, or forward motion. It's someone getting in a driver's seat and choosing a direction, but reversed, the movement's not clean. So their next move may be delayed or blocked, inconsistent or unfocused. They may want to move, but not have control of the direction yet. They may feel pulled in 2 directions, or they might not know whether to come forward, hold back, or retreat, or avoid the whole thing. This can look like stop and go energy. They may almost act and then stand still. They may try to move forward but not confidently, or lack a clean plan. This is also control of emotions. The Chariot, it's under the sign of Cancer, so it's emotions. So this might be someone that is emotionally or mentally out of control. So they might freak out but they're not ready to drive the connection forward in a steady way. So their next move might not be strong, direct change forward. It might be like hesitation, mixed direction, delay. Someone struggling to take control of themselves or their movement. So their next move may be delayed or inconsistent because they don't really have control over their direction yet. So they might want movement, but they're not fully in the driver's seat here with the Chariot reversed. Okay, Leo, this is your power move. You pulled Justice. This is the move that helps you keep clarity and integrity. This is a major arcana card again, so this is not small advice. This is the bigger theme around truth, fairness, accountability, cause and effect, and making choices based on your reality. The Justice says, look at the facts. Not the potential, not excuses, not what someone might do someday, the facts. Your power move is to stay fair and honest with yourself. Try to be clear. Don't overcorrect, don't punish, don't chase. Don't bend your standards just to keep the connection alive. The Justice here asks, is it balanced? Is it honest? Are actions matching words? Is it fair? Is there accountability here? With earlier alignment cards showing stuck energy and avoidance or unclear movement, Justice says your power is not forcing movement. It's in seeing the situation clearly and making a decision from truth. Because, see, Justice also has a sword. The swords are about truth and clarity and honesty and making decisions. Your power move here is it might be a direct question or a clear boundary or simply refusing to participate in something that's not honest or balanced. Again, we're talking about balance and honesty. So your power move is to stay fair, be honest, and make decisions based on reality, not emotional potential. Justice says, if the truth's not balanced, don't keep trying to carry both sides of the scale. All right, now I'm going to pull one rune for the final word and the last piece of guidance. Whatever energy to leave you with, or the message that ties the reading back to your own intuition. Let's see here. What do you want to tell Leo? Let's just go like this. And we have... I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to focus it in. And this is Lagu. It's talking about emotion and intuition and intuitive flow. It represents water. It's talking about emotion and intuition guide the situation. Trust what you feel, but stay grounded. Can't make this stuff up. Don't get pulled under by your emotions. Feel it. Don't drown in it. This is about trusting your intuition without losing yourself or becoming overwhelmed by emotion. That's what I have for you, Leo.